Hey guys, it is 3:15 in the morning. I have been lying in bed for the last 3 hours and 15 minutes trying to get to sleep. And not. Like, it is raining outside. I don't know whether or not it will come up on the web camera. It is like the smell of like wet earth and like wet grass is coming through my window, and that's lovely. And it's really cool and beautiful and coming from my bedroom. It's just really nice. And the sound is just the best. Like, it feels like I put on like a ambient rain sound maker for falling asleep. And yet 4 hours after playing D&D and I'm still turning over D&D stuff and trying to come up with an articulate way of explaining how I feel about the current campaign in a positive way, even like it's not like one of the things that I feel many things about pressures of being a DM, and they say, you know, DMing is hard, and it's true, because DMing is it's much easier to be a player than it is to be a DM, and then it's harder still to create your own world. And one of the things that I'm really struggling with is that, particularly at the moment in this time of isolation, that like a lot of my players are having a really rough time and a really stressful, busy time, and I'm like, D&D is the weekly release, and it's the same for me when I'm a player, when like once a week for 3 hours I can be out of my own head. It's like the only thing that gets me through the summer conferences, which obviously aren't happening because of what's going on in the world, but normally this time of year I would be desperate for D&D once a week to try and get my catharsis out, and I'm responsible for that catharsis, and I feel like I'm not doing a very good job at the moment. And I designed the campaign in a very unusual way and maybe a bit too experimental for, like, this is my second ever long running campaign, and my first long running campaign I had no idea what I was doing, and yet I got really good feedback. So I was like, okay, well, you know, there's not enough DMs, I'll DM again. Let me make a story idea that was really simple, based on the characters, make it really character driven, which is the thing I love doing as a player, is when the stories are really, really based around the characters. And build the world around that. And there's a lot of things that have clicked for me in the last 3 hours of lying in bed struggling to sleep, which in terms of the long running plot, everything's clicking really well. Like, a lot of concepts have wound their way in really, really well, and I feel like from next week I can invest time to make things better. But as it is, we've been playing this campaign for over a year with a break, where for 3 months I played in my friend's campaign and we switched back again, which was lovely, and like, I'm so excited to get back to that campaign at some point. But I feel like I've not paced this campaign at all well in comparison to my last campaign. I feel like I've kind of, I don't know, I feel like I'm not doing a very good job at the moment, and particularly at this point where people are so reliant on that need for catharsis, I feel like I should be doing a better job at either putting more effort or making it more flexible or whatever to make it more balanced and rounded and better. And this isn't an anxiety I'm feeling, well, it is an anxiety I'm feeling for myself, but it's mostly anxiety about letting my friends down, particularly this last session, where, because of where the story has gone, and again, my players are the best players in the world, but they're classic D&D players, they do the opposite of what you expect them to do. So I was expecting this particular branch of the story to involve, this is a primary, like, follow this character sort of section. That's what this section was designed to be, and instead it's turned into 3 other characters, 3 other PCs being the primary players in this story arc, which is really amazing and really important. And I love the fact that this world is clicking in, that the characters are kind of, you know, using their initiative to do the things, and that's what this campaign was designed for, and it's amazing. But it meant that the good pressure of D&D is that buzzing, like, oh, I don't know how I'm going to get out of this, oh, it's exciting, will I get out of it, so exciting, I've got this to do and this to do, instead of, I feel like the excitement, the pressure, the anxiety of this session was either people being bored because they had nothing to do, or people having the feeling of hopelessness, which is not an emotion I want to invoke as a DM during this time. The feeling of, well, but what do I do? Which is, it's not good. So yeah, this isn't a negative vlog, it's basically me just kind of thinking through my thought process in the hope that it would result in sleep. And to be honest, sleep's probably not happening because I didn't exercise today, and I didn't get up early. I got up late, as I have been for quite some time. I am sufficiently isolation jet lagged at this point. It's just truth. I need an incentive to get up in the mornings, and I need an incentive to go to bed at night. And until both of those things are in place, my sleep schedule is just going to be like whoop. And so that's probably a good part of why I'm still awake. But also it's the feeling that I've let down my players, and more importantly, let down my friends. It sucks, and I hope that I can earn it back with this campaign, because there's so much in it, and there's so much, the world is so huge, and there's so many plot lines we haven't even glanced at yet, and characters that need attention that kind of are getting little snippets of it that haven't, like, there are so many stuff in this campaign. I don't want players to be like my nightmare for this campaign would be if one of the players was like, I'm sorry, it's not worth doing, and that would be heartbreaking for me. But at the same time, I'm like, I would get it, they've done nothing for so long, and if this is going to be their only break for the week and it's not good, then of course they should do something else. So yeah, I want to make it a good experience, and thinking about that makes me stressed. Anywho, thank you for hanging out. This is, again, mostly me just brain farting all over the place. What do you guys do when you're in a bit of a feeling of trying to jiggle too many thoughts at once, either creatively or socially, or both in this case? What is social life? What is sleep? What is D&D? What is storytelling? What is DMing? And yes, I'm very behind on daily vlogging. I suck at this.